David, you're not really going anywhere, but do you have any? I'll give you an opportunity for a rejoinder, a parting thought, a parting shot at either Sarah or Jonah, since I was
I
just
have
the one who
no
asked the
parting
questions.
shots because it's not, not really parting fully. But I just want to say I love the dispatch. I love what we have been building together over these last 3 years. And it is not often that you see a sort of a mission statement and a goal like actually come to life in the way that you mapped it out to me when we met for like 3 hours in Starbucks in Pentagon City. And it's been one of the great privileges of my life to see this happen, because it is very easy to curse the darkness. It is a lot harder to light a candle. And in our business, we're in the cursing the darkness business, right? I mean, that's, what you do is, this is wrong, this is bad, but we've built something that I think is lighting a candle. And that is hard to do. And it has been a great privilege to be a part of it and to continue to be a part of it. And I just wish people could kind of get a look at our culture here. We have a truly a healthy, joyful culture. Not to say nothing's perfect, but we have a healthy, joyful culture that is committed to doing the right thing the right way. And I couldn't be prouder to have been a part of it, and more honored that you asked me to join early on. And I will never forget popping onto Slack the first time when there was no announcement made that I was joining.
Declan texted me and was like, "What the
fuck?" That was hilarious. And walking into that first conference room in AEI, where we had the full staff gathered, and this was even before, that's when y'all told me, "Hey, Sarah's coming." And I was like, yes. And there was so few of us, and, planning what we were going to do and what we were going to be and what all this was going to look like. And then this fall, getting together at an undisclosed location. And it was tough for one big room to contain all of us. And to talk about what we have done and what we are going to do. It was powerful. Like it kind of choked me up a little bit. I got to confess that, to see that, because you sold me on the mission, and then to actually go out and do it and to be a part of that, it's been awesome. It's just been awesome.
Well, thank you for saying that. I will do something I hate to do, which is give Jonah credit. Jonah, early on, as we were first talking about building this thing, said that one of the reasons he was most interested in giving it a shot, even when a lot of people thought we were sort of crazy for doing it, was because he wanted to build an institution, and he wanted to do something that would amplify sort of the things that we saw as our mission, beyond the, certainly through the work that we did at the Dispatch, but beyond that. And I can't think of a better way to do that than to have you join the New York Times and have your sort of brand of thoughtful conservatism in front of 11 million, 11 million times subscribers. We're catching you. We're coming for you. But to have that, amplified. I sent a note to we've got a board meeting tomorrow, and I was describing to the board, you're leaving us and staying with us, and said, I think of David as a Dispatchian conservative. And to have you making that argument on a big platform like that, that's sort of its own reward. We'll miss you every Sunday, every Tuesday, and all of our meetings. We're not kicking you off of Slack. You're staying in the fantasy football league, because we all need somebody who's easy to beat. But we'll look forward to having you continue to do advisory opinions with us and make occasional appearances here. And and on the podcast. And I
And
guess not
dispatch
the Remnant.
conservative is a thing. It's a
It is
thing.
definitely a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I will just nitpick some of Steve's wording insofar
Shocker.
as when he
Shocker.
says it's a reward, in its own way that you're going to the Times. I'd say it's a consolation prize that you're going to the Times. It's not a reward because and I want to lay the marker down. I've said this in private, I've said it in public, so it's not like anything. The ideal scenario from our institutional perspective is that you go, you do great things, you take the fight, you because you tend to be a contrarian and you like to take the fight where the opponent is thickest, that you start picking all sorts of right-wing fights against your readers, against the Times readers. And even though they swore to you that they won't cancel you and they won't fire you for whatever, you get 18 months in, you make some money, and then they fire you because you say something utterly defensible. And then you come back to us and we get to say, we are the safe haven for people who the time they're too controversial for the New York Times, and then we get to have you back in the fold. So and the great thing about this scenario is I think there's at least a 50% chance that it actually happens. So
Oh man, you're making me nervous, Jonah. Okay.
We'll run a pool on what it might be.
Popcorn takes.
No, I can win that argument. I can win that.
Well, thank you, David, for everything. Sarah, you can continue to taunt him and haunt him on advisory opinions. But thank you for everything you've done. Look forward to having you stick around. Thank you all for joining us. We went a little bit over, but I think it was worth it. Have a good night.